Hello and welcome to Just Hoops. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at Marcus Smart and his ball screen defense. Smart is one of the best and most respected defenders in the NBA, and in this video we're going to take a look at a couple things that make him successful at this end of the floor, and more specifically successful in pick and roll situations. Starting, we're going to talk about his hand activity in the pick and roll. So in general, being a good defender, you have to have active hands. Active hands open up so many opportunities to disrupt the offense. In this clip though, let's take a look at how he's disruptive in pick and roll situations. Look at his right hand here against Derrick Rose. It forces Derrick Rose not to have an easy passing angle, and it also allows him to contest the shot much easier. In this next clip against Chris Middleton, his left hand forced a really tough lob pass that turned into a turnover. Just that detail of extending your outside hand where the offense is going and forcing them into a direction, that can disrupt an offensive player so much. In this clip against Kevin Porter Jr., that hand made Kevin Porter change directions. Besides that little extension, just being active with your hands in recovery and in on-ball situations will give you an opportunity to force turnovers and cause havoc at this end of the floor. In these next two clips, look at Smart with a little poke as he comes off the screen. This veteran move throws off the offense and forces a tough shot to be even tougher. Active hands, at the end of the day, are going to make you successful at this end of the floor in a variety of ways. Now, on to playing with angles. As a defensive player, understanding angles on the floor is major in being successful, so let's break it down a little bit. In this clip against the Brooklyn Nets, you'll see Marcus Smart gets under the screen and cuts off the driving angle for Kyrie. By doing this, Kyrie is forced to settle for a tough step back three where Marcus Smart's able to contest. In this clip against Devin Booker, look at how he gets under the high ball screen, reads Devin Booker's chest and hips, cuts off the initial drive, and then beats him to the elbow to force a tough two. Doing this little thing and understanding where the offense is trying to go and cutting off the initial attack, and also at the point of the screen by forcing a direction, you'll see in a lot of the clips that the Celtics downed a lot of ball screens with big men as the five in the hedge. So by forcing into the coverage and forcing the offense to do what you want to do as a defense is critical. Another thing about angles is that you could force a drive to be so much more tough and put the offense at a disadvantage by making them loop in and banana with the ball instead of straight line driving. Forcing the offense to play at angles instead of straight line driving could create huge advantages for you and your team on this end of the floor. Now, let's talk about being physical on defense. Marcus Smart is one of the best in the game at making his presence known on the ball. Let's talk about it a little bit more in depth. So in this clip against Chris Paul, see how he switches up and gets into him with his hand. On the drive, he's not afraid to have Chris Paul run straight into his chest. This contact at the end of the day can make a ball handler uncomfortable and force a turnover. In this clip against Jrue Holiday, see how he cuts him off and then initiates contact with his forearm. This contact could make the ball handler uncomfortable. You saw Jrue Holiday slip a little bit with the ball, and then he gets into him even more, and Marcus Smart holds his ground. Doing this and being physical on defense and making your presence felt on the ball could make a tremendous impact at the point of attack. I love how Marcus Smart plays with this high energy and intensity on the ball, no matter who his matchup is on a night-to-night basis. Whether it's Damian Lillard, Steph Curry, Chris Paul, he's up in their grill making them uncomfortable. In this play against D'Angelo Russell, his physicality and presence forces him to give it up after taking so many extra bounces. Doing this on a consistent basis can make you a high-level defender. This clip against Zion was one of my favorite when I was studying for this video. He gets over the screen twice and then recovers to almost block a shot. Overall, Marcus Smart's ability to be physical and intense and bring impact through his high effort, hustle, and energy is what makes him so unique at this end of the floor and makes him successful and renowned as a defender. So to wrap up the video, we're going to summarize the key points that we talked about earlier. Active hands, first of all, always being up and out, causing deflections, turnovers, contesting shots. That's a key to being a good defender, regardless if you're in a ball screen or not. Being in a ball screen though, having that outside hand out and activate it could make it so much more difficult for the offensive player to get a good pass off, get into a shot. It's just a little thing that you can do to improve in ball screen situations. Understanding angles and anticipating and beating the offensive player to the spot is huge, and it was a great point that Marcus Smart was able to do this on a consistent basis. Doing this makes it hard for the offensive player to get to where they want to go, and every player has done a zigzag drill during their lifetime, and that teaches the fundamentals of how to beat a player to a spot and make a play in this type of way. And the last point we're going to talk about is physicality and being pressure on the ball. Getting up into the ball is awesome in ball screen situations because it allows you to, as the defensive player, to either force your presence on the direction or force your presence on the decision making for the ball. Being physical and impacting the game at the point of the attack is a huge thing you could do to make yourself stand out and impact the game as a defender. And lastly, Marcus Smart is incredible at taking risks. They're calculated, they're smart, he knows what he's doing, he has active hands with it, he plays fundamentally sound in his stance, but he's not afraid to be physical, take it in his chest, and make a play by taking a risk. Being able to do this and understand when it's good to take a risk and when it's not good to take a risk can make you incredibly valuable as a defender in all situations. So to finish up the video, we have one last clip. In this game against Brooklyn, see how Marcus Smart gets up into Kyrie, pressures the ball, gets over the screen, takes the hit in the chest, takes the charge. Plays like this are winning basketball. I hope this video did a good job at showing you how being good on defense could help you impact the game. For more content and videos like this, please like, subscribe, comment, share. We got more podcasts, more videos coming your way. So thank you for watching and stay tuned for more. Peace.